Day 58, what a fantastic day to start on. Howdy, howdy everybody, and welcome back to Stranded Deep in Conversation. Today we're going to be doing something a little bit different, you know. I mean, there's plenty of things that go on in your everyone's day-to-day life. Is the game that's fucking choppy for you guys? I'm sorry, I don't understand why, but I mean, it's just, it looks fine on my thing, but over there it looks like we're fucking walking around on a broken minefield or something, I don't know. But yeah, so I figured we'd talk about some things related to St. Patrick's Day. You know, I mean, everyone knows that this is the greatest holiday of all time. Everyone loves it. Everyone should love it. And if you don't love it, go fake it yourself. That's just kind of how it works now. Uh, so I mean, other than the food, you know, other than the festivities, other than the drinks, when we drink another one. All right, now. Oh, now, oh, Jesus fucking Christ. Okay, well, yeah, so I need to find water. What do you think? We have many more fucking things other than water, mister, my friend. But we have another thing that is very accustomed to, you know, St. Patrick's Day, the old luckily Irish, and I just fucking spoiled it myself. It's luck, you know, and everyone has their own cases where they think they've got good luck, I think they've got bad luck, and they have a fucking awful time either way. No one fucking understands how luck works. Everyone just kind of exists, and either they make it work, or you know, luck just fucking stabs you in the face. That's just how it works for everybody. So I would be calling this episode some form of gotta get lucky. But not the sex way. I'm not talking about, you know, sticking anything into somebody. I'm just talking about, you know, having taken my luck stories and share them out there into the world, because I've had a lot of good luck and I've had a lot of bad luck in my life, and there's plenty of stories to go around. But of course, the moment I decided to start remembering these stories, I could only really remember the first like fucking three or four. You know, I didn't really have all that many come to mind. But I'm sure as we go, I'll maybe think of some more. But for now, I've got like three or four. So be happy about it, or go fuck off. Okay, that's all you could say. So I guess we could start with the good luck side of things, because you know that's the stuff that, you know, is pretty easy, pretty obvious. You know, I mean, I feel like a lot of people have a sense of good luck compared to bad luck. Uh, Feck you, by the way. But yeah, so there was one time, and this is the first story that came to mind. So it's not the best, but it's probably the longest one that I have, and if it's only maybe like 30 seconds. So we're gonna have some. It's gonna be some time to really wrap this in your face. Oh, daddy. Oh, but yeah, so there was one time, but back when I was in college, you know, I did college for, why am I crouching? I did college for a year, and it was a good time, you know, I got to say. It was a pretty fun time, and when I was in college, there was one, I don't remember the class I was in, but there was one class where I was, you know, getting out and getting ready to leave, you know, I popped in my earbuds and I was like, all right, time to go. I think I was going out to either different building or I was just going to my dorm, so I didn't really know which way I was going, but I knew I was going one way or the other. And so, what ends up happening is as I'm walking away from the building and I'm getting ready to just go wherever. What the fuck's happened to me? What happened to me? Oh no, it's just dark. Okay, I thought I was fucking dying. Okay, but yeah, would I even put food on the? Am I fucking stupid, man? But yeah, so as I'm walking away from this building, you know, I'm listening to my music. I start hearing my music slowly but surely fade away from my general earbuds. I thought, oh my god, my service fucking sucks. I'm gonna go check my phone so I can fucking see why it's doing it. And then I realized I don't have my phone in my pocket, and I'm like, oh shit, did I? Fuck. Okay, did I like leave it in my bag or something? Did I put it in my bag? Check there, no luck there. And I'm like, oh no, I've misplaced my phone. And I don't really know how to fucking get it back. I mean, I'm screwed at this point. Like, I don't have any. Like, what if I don't have, like, Find My Phone, you know, it's not an iPhone, I don't have Find My Phone. I don't understand how Find My Phone even works. So don't you need, like, another person's phone in order to look for that phone? You know, how do you choose to find the phone if you don't have someone else's phone in the area? So you have to steal somebody else's phone, hope it's unlocked, and then download the Find My iPhone app, and then it's a whole complicated process, which I couldn't even do because it wasn't even a thing for me, which is just great. So, however, there was one solution that I had, and that was as I was walking back towards the building to see if it was at least, you know, still around. The signal started to get a little bit better, and I was like, oh, this is genius. So I used the strength of my signal to locate where my phone was, and it wasn't actually in the classroom. Because this actually fucking worked. I got my phone back and everything. I was very fucking surprised about it. Granted, my phone was as old as tits, so I mean, there's no real reason for anyone to have wanted to steal my phone. I definitely just left it somewhere, and left it I did in the fucking bathroom. Because I took a massive shit the moments before that class. And I just kind of left it in the stall. So I got lucky. No one during that, like, hour and a half I had that class needed to actually go use the bathroom, which is fucking lucky for me. But so yeah, lots of luck with that story, because there's just so many things that could have easily gone wrong. I mean, arguably they did go wrong, but I mean, we're not going to argue anything. We're just going to let it simmer and have a good old time there. But yeah, I mean, other events in my life have been good. Other than that, pretty lucky. Not many, if I'm being frank with you. And my name's not Frank, so don't feckin' start that. But yeah, I mean, there's some times, you know, for a lot of schoolwork. I feel like a lot of people's luck kind of involves schoolwork and stuff. I've already mentioned my science fair expeditions, where, you know, I got so fucking lucky because they didn't call my name to go after they said they were going to, and that was the last one for the day. So I was able to go back and actually, you know, print out all my things. I had it all handwritten. Is the internet alive? Am I okay? My stream just buffered, so I'm just making sure I'm okay. But yeah, I mean, yeah, we're good. Okay, because I didn't have a printer. You know, and I just don't have a printer. So I mean, I have a printer now. Which obviously, if I was back in 8th grade, you know, I wouldn't let them down. Holy shit, this game is fucking laggy as all balls. Wow. Okay, this is a surprise to be sure. I don't know how welcome of one it is. Okay, so that's eye-opening for me. It's bad luck that I've chosen this game to indulge in my feckin' craziness with you guys, because I'm sure it's lovely to watch that fire go at half the speed it is for... Like, I don't know, the fire is looking pretty smooth on my end. I don't know why you're not receiving enough video to maintain a smooth stream. I don't know why. I don't know how that's happening. Open widget. What does this mean? That's okay. Well, I'm sorry, folks at home. I don't understand. Maybe I just walk around in this fucking circle. Maybe I don't. Oh, I just walked into the fire. I'm okay though. Yeah. So this is awkward. There we go. See, there's a lot of fucking stuttering. Okay, so maybe we just kind of. Maybe we just try to wrap this up sooner or later. But well, I'll just try to keep. I always try to keep us on our toes. But so yeah. You know, obviously the labs and stuff, not the labs, the science fair. You know, I've always gotten pretty lucky at the science fair because I feel like this kind of jolts into just about everything else. You know, because every other thing in my experience in school, I didn't exactly try as much as most people probably did. I didn't. It's not that I wasn't a good student. I was a fairly good student, but I just didn't. I didn't. Oh, my fucking fire went out. Rude. But yeah, I never. You know, like prepared for much. You know, I'd always just kind of do it how it was done. You know, I like if I needed it, on Tuesday. Then on Monday, maybe Sunday, I'd start working on it. It didn't matter what it was. It didn't matter how important it was. All that mattered was that it wasn't due that day, so I didn't fucking care. And one of the things that I always did this with was another science thing. Is my science labs, because in 7th and 8th grade we had a different science teacher, and this one was a lot more like, I'm going to make this stuff happen. You know, this is going to be science. You're all going to be fucking amazed at all the science that's going to happen in this classroom. And as a result, we actually did a lot of science in that classroom. And I think it was Tuesdays. It could have been a different day, but I'm going to say Tuesdays was our lab days. So we had labs on Tuesdays, obviously, because, you know, take into consideration what I just fucking said, and then there you go. It's pretty obvious what my labs days were. Ooh, fucking hell. But regardless, I kind of still am a very big procrastinator in that sense. I always wind up saving things for way, way later than I should, and then nothing really gets done. But, however, something that has been fairly consistent with that strategy is that, oh my goodness, okay, we might honestly have to fucking just talk about this somewhere else. The stream is buffering to high hell. Oh my god. What's up? Okay, I think we're about done here. I'm gonna eat this piece of fucking fish, and then we're just gonna transition to camera, and we'll just talk to each other. Encoding overloaded. How? Nothing is happening. I'm fucking watching a fire. How is this encoding overloaded? Well, that's fucking insane. You know, we don't even wait for the fucking food. We'll just remember that I'm eating that. Let's get the fuck out of here. Okay. Encoding overloaded. Okay, I don't understand how the heck that happened, and I apologize, everybody at home. We're gonna shift to over here now, and hopefully this kind of fixes it. Instead of turning down the video setting, I've turned down the video setting quite a bit. There we go. Now we're back into smooth sailing. Oh, in due time. Oh my fucking god, man! This is hello. Just making sure that's smooth as daisies. Come on. Start doing what I just did. Oh, there he goes. Okay, so yeah, it's pretty smooth now. Okay, so we should be okay. Sorry, everybody at home. Didn't mean to submit you to that much freaking torture. But we'll just keep talking, though. I mean, I have nothing else to do. This is what I was planning to do. But yeah, so as I was mentioning with the labs, every Tuesday we had labs, and I always save them for the last second. However, again, kind of just going back up to speed, something that was always very consistent with that was the fact that every time I do them, I would do them the very night before. So Monday nights, I would do these labs. We had the entire week to get this lab done and sent in and filed and everything for them. But I always waited till the very last minute. And so did my sister. We're twins, so we had the same class and everything. And we always waited. Without question. And we turn it in, and we'd just be sitting there like, okay, we not only did we handwrite these, which she prefers them typed, but again, we don't have a fucking printer. Did you remember that? We don't have a printer in this era. We didn't have a printer, and it was just a fucking disaster. So I mean, my handwriting is like chicken scratch. My sister's handwriting is way fucking better, but me personally, I don't have good handwriting. I never did. So that's just kind of how the cookie crumbles, for me anyway. But yeah, but somehow, regardless of my handwriting, I always got incredibly good grades on those things. Like I get like 95s, 100s almost consistently. Everyone was, and she was always like, you should take a page out of a couple of these people's books, because they're clearly been putting in the effort to make these labs good. And my name would be called sometimes when she'd do that, and I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about? How in the world are you calling my name for that sort of stuff? I do not. Don't get me wrong. When I'm writing it, I'm making sure I'm writing down something that makes sense, you know. But I'm not like giving myself 8 weeks or not 8 weeks, but like 8 fucking days of overtime to work on this thing, you know. I was just doing it last second because I had a bunch of other stuff I wanted to do. Well, yeah, I was fucking upset about that. I'm actually pretty happy that, you know, I don't need these on now. What do I? No, yeah, I don't really need those on now. So I'm just talking to you guys straight up. But yeah, so not a whole lot happened there. Just my labs were good. You know, I got lucky there that I was just able to write up some good labs, other tests and stuff. I would always, do pretty good at. Not like Spanish or anything. No, with certain classes that actually need some feckin' help, actually need you to do things. I wasn't that good at those, but other than that, I was feeling pretty feckin' good about myself. But yeah, and then there was actually one time where there was one lab. I don't remember which one it was. I was trying to remember. Cue the horns, ladies and gentlemen. Cue the horns. We fucking love those. But there was one lab where I actually did take time to do it because I was like, okay, I'm gonna get this done. I'm gonna get it done right. It's gonna be lovely. She's gonna love it. So I always got this high horse from this high horse. I don't fucking know how to speak in this accent. I don't know if you could tell. But I always was like, oh, thank you for thinking that my thing was good. I never just been like, haha, idiot, I tricked you. That you really thought I took time to do this, but I didn't, which I didn't. So I never told her that I only took like 2 hours every night to do those. But you can see me yawn in real time, ladies and gentlemen. But so there's one lab, I can't remember which one it was, where I actually took time to do it, and I was super proud of it. I was like, okay, this is good. This is a good quality lab. I'm gonna turn this in and see how it goes. And I think I got like a 75 or an 80. I didn't get good. I don't think it was even an 80. I think I got like a mid to high 70s, which is not good. It's not great, ladies and gentlemen, folks at home. Not something you want to see. With a score, especially with something like you actually work towards, you actually make something happen. Especially with like tests and stuff. For certain tests, when I would study for them, or I'd like make index cards or anything like that, I'd freaking flop so hard because like for me, it's a lot easier to just kind of wing something. Like you look at something and then you just kind of adapt your brain to it. For me, that's way easier than like constantly berating myself with it. Because even though in the long term, I might remember it more. When it comes to actually needing to remember that moment, or that thing, or that whatever, I can't for the life of me. Like, my brain just switches off and starts to remember all the other things that I was trying to learn. And it doesn't work. And a lot of things I wind up forgetting. Like, this is completely off topic, but I got a fucking kalimba the other day. And, the only song that I learned was the first like 2 bits of like C4 like Hagstrom from Minecraft. It's just such a nice song. Like I'm not gonna keep going because I'm just making a point that I've literally looked at a video of how to play it like 3 times and I remembered the first 2 bits just fine. I need to look at it for the 3rd bit, but other than that, I'm doing fucking. I'm fine. I'm having a good time. Fucking love this thing. This thing sounds like magic. This thing is truly something you'd like to see. Sorry, we're doing fine. But yeah, I have a lot of these things actually written down, so you'd be surprised at how much downtime there still is, because I'm just trying to remember these stories that were happening in my life. This is what goes on whenever I try to write things down. But it is good to write some things down, because I wouldn't even remember these stories to begin with then. Finding money is a thing that's happened for me a lot. I feel like that's happened for quite a good amount of people. You walk outside, you see $5, you're like, oh, goody me, it's a great day, praise the Lord, everything like that. This happened for me way more than it should have. Like, I'd go into the store, and there'd be like a bag, looking at the bags of chips, and I'd be like, holy shit, what is that? That's $10! I don't mind if I do. Just stuff like that, like, oh, what's that? Oh, I'm just having a nice stroll down 18th Avenue over on Brooklyn Way. Do my eyes deceive me? There's a 20 on the ground. Don't mind if I do. Stuff like that. There's just a lot of money just randomly on the ground. And I always enjoyed it because, obviously, I wasn't exactly the golden boy. I didn't have millions of dollars, so having $10 was pretty damn good. You could get so many things with that. It's pretty great. I'm not gonna lie. It's pretty great. But yeah, I mean, obviously, I also lost a lot of money, which we'll get to that. Probably right now, actually, because the only other thing that I have written down is landed in a good position in life. Which I mean, that's just that. I feel like that's supposed to be like a last thing to talk about, but I will just talk about it now. I'm pretty happy with where I am. I mean, honestly, just doing this for fun, working over where I do. It's fun, you know. I enjoy my family. I enjoy everything. I don't have any cats in my room, but I I enjoy at least two of them most of the time. So we're doing pretty good there. Just thinking about the freaking Toby. Just thinking about Toby makes me drink. That's why I drink, ladies and gentlemen. Uh, fucking hell. Okay, so that in the beginning, the good position. I'm happy. That's all that one really was. I'm happy, and I'm lucky that I'm happy. I guess, even though I'm not exactly the luckiest person for just being a happy motherfucker. But yeah, with good luck, there's also bad luck. Bad luck always winds up turning its stupid head into your way. And I guess we can start with all the money that I've lost. Not all of it, but a good chunk of it. I didn't even write the story down, but I remember that my family used to have these like big Crayola crayon bank things. Like it was like a piggy bank, but instead of a piggy bank that was like sensible and you could hold it in your hands, you'd be like, oh look at me, and you pull the cork and then you see how you have like a dollar or two in change in your piggy bank. We had these fucking massive, like probably at least this big, probably larger, of just like a thin rod Crayola crayon like fucking piggy bank box, which is just the weirdest fucking thing in the world. But they were cool, and we'd put our change in them, and every time we pop up a coin in there, we just hear boom, like the plastic on the bottom, or just hitting the side or something. But we always heard like a little thunk in there, and it was just like a fucking 8 mile drop for that coin. Like, you feel bad for him sometimes. But yeah, I mean, those things were always cool. And somehow, I don't know what. Oh, hello. Am I live? Jesus Christ. I think we're fine. But, fuck it up, man. I don't know what the hell's happening today. I'm sorry, everybody. I didn't expect the service to be this shite today. Yeah, there's the stutter. Okay, but we're fine. We're fine. But yeah, so I mean, there was one time in my life where I can recall just all of my money in that piggy bank being gone. And same with, like, I think the rest of my entire family. I think, obviously, I mean, someone took the money out of it. I don't. What's wrong with my eyeball? Oh, it's just my eyelashes. Okay. Oh, he's got really, really curly eyelashes. Oh, laddie. Yeah. So, just someone took more of my money out of the piggy bank. It was nice. That sucked. But other than that, there was one particular time that I remember where I was just, minding my own business, enjoying myself, and then my mother was like, hey, go to the store for me. I need some things, and you can even get yourself a little something too. And I was like, oh, okay, that sounds lovely. I'm going to do that for you, mother. So I went to the store, I got some, it was like a big box of trash bags, it was like a little couple bags of chips, and it was like some bread and all that sort of stuff. Just the usual with a little bit of me on the side. And I walk up to the man, and this, by the way, this deli guy, I have to tell like stories about going to this deli or something, because this deli was right across the street from my school and my home, so it was very, very convenient. And every time we go in there, there was this one old man who would look at me, and we do this to each other because we had fun. He was like my favorite fucking person. I really miss that guy. I don't think he's dead, but I don't live there anymore, so I can't see him every day. But he just look at each other going, $2. All right, it's two fucking dollars. All right, tell you two fucking. Like we just go stupid at each other for minutes on end, and then the transaction will be over, and we did ourselves farewell. Whenever I'd ask for something behind the counter, I'd be like, oh, you want that? It's just, it sounds fucking stupid, but it was so much fun. I really enjoy that man. God, I miss him. He's probably one of the things I miss most about Brooklyn, except for my friends over there. Um, but yeah, I went to go ring up my stuff, and I went to go pull out that crisp $20 bill that my sister, not my sister, my mom gave me to pay for the things, and I couldn't because I didn't have it. I don't know where the fuck it went. It was gone. It was just gone like the wind. Probably in the wind. It wasn't that windy that day, but on the walk around to find the money, couldn't find it. So someone must have found it way quicker than I did. Someone probably peeking out their window. Imagine my fingers are blinds. Just, holy shit, Margaret! That kid dropped a $20 bill. I'm going in. It's evil. It's evil. It's honestly evil. But yeah, but luckily, we always had a good rapport. He let me take the stuff anyway, because my family, we kind of needed trash bags and stuff. He was just like, alright, you can have it. It's fine. And I was like, oh, thank you. And things were always good. That store let us get away with a lot. I feel like we should really go back there and repay the amount of things that they just gave us. Because sometimes we'd be $2 short or something, and be like, it's fine. For almost everyone else, no, you can't do that. That's bad. What are you doing? You put something back. For us though, they gave us whatever the fuck we wanted. I love that place. So you're there every day. So we gained a lot of just niceness with everybody. Obviously, we didn't take advantage of that. We're not fucking evil. But yeah, so they were just really lovely people. I think that's pretty lucky. Lovely fucking people at the local deli. Is that lucky? I don't know if that's lucky. I'm gonna say, I'll count that as lucky. But yeah, so there's also a lot of video game luck for me that is either very good or very, very bad. With something like Stardew Valley, with the fair, when you do the little spinny thing, and it's either green or orange, I almost always get that wrong. I think I'm told that, I know one of them winds up being spun a lot more of the time. What the fuck is happening with my camera? Jesus. I hope it doesn't happen for the rest of the day. That's going to be really awkward. But yeah, there was always, you'd spin it around, and one that always landed more than the other. But I never, no matter which one I wound up choosing, I wouldn't get the fucking right one. It took me half an hour of spinning that damn wheel to be able to get enough coins for the rare crow, because I always like collecting the rare crows. I never did the farming myself, really, but I enjoy the rare crows. But yeah, I just, as I said, it took me a million fucking years to get that, but I finally did, eventually, and I felt good. Yeah, bad luck, man. I'm drenched in it with video games, man. Monster Hunter, I think Legion? Monster Hunter Legacy? What I don't know which one I've been playing with my friend recently, to be honest. I do enjoy Monster Hunter. I really do. It's fun. It's just such a grind. And grindy games, unless I'm super immersed into it, I'll play it, but I'll be fucking miserable for a while at a time. But Monster Hunter is fun. Don't get me wrong. It is enjoyable. I have a good time. If you're watching this, friend, I don't hate the game. Please don't make me don't think I hate the game. I don't. He thinks I hate the game already, but I don't hate the game at all. But yeah, so when it comes, there's this part of the game, and this is really going to test my knowledge, because I don't remember at all the names of anything here. You go into the gathering hub, and there's these people who have you order Baba Yaga or something. Baba Yango, Babalicious. It's these fucking marshmallow dumpling things that you on a stick, and they give you buffs and stuff. Baba Yoga. I'm gonna call it Baba Yoga. That doesn't sound right at all in my head, but we're calling it Baba Yoga anyway. Oh God. Oh, what? Yeah, so I'd eat those, and sometimes as a joke, I'd choose the super hard to hit ones, 50%, 60%, but what happens most of the time is I'd hit the 80%, the 70%, 90%, and I'd be okay, I want some buffs. I don't know what these buffs do or what they mean at all, but I want the buffs, so give me the buff, give me the good stuff, and then this one looks pretty and it's 80%, sure, I'll give me that one. And then I'd eat it, they'd do like a whole song and dance routine, like holy days, God save the king, something like that. No, I don't remember at all what the thing is, but it's lovely and I change it every time. Um, and then I'd get the buffs and realize that I got one, many times also zero of the buffs that I was supposed to get. Because it's all chance, you don't definitely get the buffs. If you choose the ones that have more, then you're more likely to get them, but it doesn't mean you're gonna get them if any at all. And a lot of the times I'll get one. Like sometimes two. There's one time where I did the 50-50-60 and I got 3 of the 4 buffs. But still, like you get 3 and then some of them have 2, so you have a chance of getting 3 or 4 buffs. And I'd always get anywhere from 0 to 2. Very rarely 2, pretty rarely 0, but a lot of the time it was just 1. Like I'd get 1 fucking buff. It just annoyed the hell out of me. It was hilarious. My friend makes fun of me so much for my bad luck in video games. Which is weird because there's certain times where I have the best luck in video games, the best luck in board games. Board games I have pretty damn good luck in. I don't mean to toot my own horn, but I'm pretty good at board games. I don't have a good excuse for this, except for stuff like like blackjack. I in my head I understand what I'm supposed to do for blackjack. It's just I never do it right. I always wind up doing it absolutely stupidly. It just doesn't work. I don't understand. But yeah, so blackjack's fun though. I enjoy me a bit of blackjack. But then because other board games like Enter the Gungeon, you've all seen my bad luck in Enter the Gungeon. I don't think that's bad luck per se. I think it's just me sucking a fat load of balls. But yeah, I mean it's awful. What the fuck? Why is this the thing that's on there? Yet to get any solitaire set up for success. I understand what that means. Because I don't have, I've played solitaire a very small handful of times. And my sister very much so enjoys solitaire. But every time I play solitaire, I don't play it with the cards. I don't think she does either. But if you discover all your moves that you can make, and it turns out you don't have a move you make, you just automatically lose solitaire. So you have to be incredibly lucky to not lose solitaire, because the cards could just be set out to get you immediately, and you won't know until a third of the game in. And every time I will put down like a few cards, and I'll flip a few pages, and I move some cards around, and then it says you're stuck. Game over. Try again. And it sucked. It sucked because I genuinely don't think I've won a single game of solitaire in my entire life. Spider solitaire I've probably won a few times. Spider solitaire is pretty fun. But solitaire in general, no siree, not for me. I somehow failed every bit of freaking everything with that. And the last thing that I have is a pretty big one, and it's one that I can definitely relate to today as well. Plumbing issues, my friends. I know some people have to live like this because it's like, how do you not? Like, there has to be some sort of alternative universe where there's someone polar opposite me that has had perfectly working plumbing their entire life, and I envy the hell out of you, my friend. Plumbing for my family has always been a fucking disaster. Even back in Brooklyn, our apartment was so bad with the plumbing that every now and again it would just stop working, the showers, the toilets, and everything. And then he'd go investigate the plumbing, and then eventually one day he realized it'd be easier if we just completely renovate the bathroom, which by the way, it was just him saying he wanted to renovate the bathroom, but he was trying to get us to say it so he could make us spend a bunch of fucking money trying to do it. Dick move, by the way. That landlord, I will say it for every day of my life, an asshole. I'm not gonna say his name though, because that would be rude. I have some sort of, I don't know. I just don't like saying people's names. It just seems rude to me. Yeah. So that guy, asshole, piece of garbage. No one should like that guy. But people do. It doesn't make any sense to me. But that's okay. But yeah, I mean, then we move on to, actually the bathroom was renovated. And it was actually really pretty. It was really pretty renovation. But it was less about the plumbing and more about just whatever the feck he did to it. He made it look pretty. He made the outside look pretty, but the exterior was just as shitty. It was not good pipes. They were thin ass pipes, and they'd always fucking break on us. So because he did it so shittily. It was just awful. Shittily D. It was just awful. It was bad. It was just fucking god. Oh god. It was just awful. You know, you never enjoyed seeing that. You know, it just fuck that guy. And then we move on to here, and I mean it's fine here now, but numerous times in the past few months, we've just had case after case after case of our toilets not working, the water spewing out the fucking side of the building. You know, the shower is just not working. We don't have hot water in our main bathroom. We don't understand why. We don't know what the fuck happened. We just turn that knob and nothing works. So it just makes a weird noise and it goes away. So we've had that for the entirety of us having this place. But it's nice. It's a nice place. But you know, the water could be a lot nicer. It's also I think I've told you it's Pennsylvania. It's Pennsylvania water. It's not exactly the peak of living with Pennsylvania water. Brooklyn tap water, as bizarrely shitty as of an area that place was. They had some good water. That's where all the bagels and stuff come from. You know, that solid crisp water. We don't fucking have that here. It's just awful here. You know, Pennsylvania water is pretty fucking awful. So we get a lot of bottled water. But there was one time in the beginning when we first moved here that I wasn't even actually here for this. I was back in college, and they told me that at one point during the day, the fucking the air vent or something, like some pipe broke or something jammed, and water just started freaking spewing out into the hole and everything. The entire place was just getting flooded. And then I was like, what the fuck happened? How? And at first I thought it was like the bathroom, like the sink pipe broke or something, and everything was leaking. Apparently that was a completely different thing. And then so apparently while I was away, our plumbing broke twice inside the house. So the first time the bathroom got pushed and completely flooded the bathroom. Not like completely. It wasn't like 6 freaking feet of water. But it was pretty bad. You know, I mean, it was arguably pretty shit. And the second time, like our cooling system or something, like the air vents and stuff, something messed up there, and then it completely just started flooding our little hallway, going into it again. It was awful. It was just bad luck all around with our plumbing stuff. But I mean, what the fuck am I supposed to do about it? I don't have a wrench. I mean, I have a wrench, but I don't have a plumbing degree. Do people have plumbing degrees? I mean, they have to, right? I don't know why I try. But yeah, so I mean, that's all the lucky stories I got for you, at least for now. Bad luck, good luck, all the luck that you could ever ask for. I have some side topics written down, like good luck charms. Which I mean, hey, if somehow a good luck charm works for you, just go for it, I guess. But I never understood the ones where it's like, oh yes, I am an athlete and I have been wearing the same pair of socks for 6 months now, and I have yet to lose a game. I've yet to not. And sometimes it wasn't even winning a game. It'd be like, oh yeah, dude, like I'm the head striker, and I always get to the ball first and kick it to the other person's side when I wear these socks. So I'm keeping these socks on for the rest of my life. And then for like 8 months, they'll just never wash their socks. They won't. I hope they at least take them off the shower, because that would be. I mean, honestly. No, because they wouldn't. They'd probably wash their feet, but they'd take off the socks. Because that's just kind of how it works. Because they don't want to wash the luck off, which doesn't make any sense to me. Like how is that a thing? You know, washing the luck off you. Like I don't get it. If we could, I mean, my family's luck has been washed away through the power of plumbing. But I mean, hey, what do I know? But I mean, yeah, it just didn't make any sense to me. I mean, if you took them off to shower, and then you come out and put the socks back on, then, I mean, you're kind of cleaning the socks from the inside out. Which, if anything, is worse, because then the main source of the luck is being drained. But what do I know? Maybe they just shower laying down with their legs sticking out of the shower. Just completely laying out. I don't have green pants on. I hope that's okay. I don't have green pants, so I just kind of went for the best thing I could. God damn it. But yeah, I mean, it's just a wacky time to be alive, you know. Well, yeah, I mean, it's a good luck charms. What am I talking about? Where did that come from? Oh yeah, being alive is kind of crazy, I don't understand. I was literally just talking about putting on socks. My brain, when I get side topicked, when I get side tangented away from whatever I was talking about, it just kind of switches to literally any other thing. And it's hardly ever funny. It's kind of just me being like, yeah, well, that's just how the way it goes. I don't know if it's like it thinks I'm talking to somebody. I don't understand. But yeah, good charms. There's some popular ones, like clovers and stuff. 4-leaf clovers. There's like the horseshoes, which are always a weird one. There's just a bunch of them, and obviously some people have their own for like superstitions and stuff. Superstitions is a good next thing to talk about, and like karma and stuff. That sort of stuff, I feel like since I never, I always took that kind of as a joke. Like if there was a ladder, don't walk under ladders, whatever you do. I'd walk under a ladder. I mean, nowadays I wouldn't, just because I'm afraid of whatever the effects on it gonna fall on my head. But, I mean, as a kid, I'd just be, oh, yeah, look, a ladder, I'm gonna walk under it, and then, I'd immediately get punched in the face by somebody, probably. But I mean, I don't think that happened. I'm not a big believer of superstition, but at the same time, if something happens and I can't explain it, my brain is like, okay, ghosts. But it's just weird. It's just, I don't know. But yeah, like ladders and stuff. What are there like stepping on cracks to break your mom's back? There was a time where, and this it kind of still relates to my brain now. I didn't want to do that, so and I didn't understand what cracks meant, because as a kid, I was just like, oh, so like the individual pavements, you don't want to step on like the indentations between the cement, because like if you're on like a sidewalk, they do like the sidewalk in like squares, so every time you'd come to the end of a square, there'd be a line there. I always thought that was the crack they meant, like not just including cracks in the sidewalk, but like the indentation between two bricks of the concrete. I always thought that's what they meant. So as a kid, I would walk in such a way that like I took like 2 steps in a box, and then I'd be ready to take another step in a different box. So I'd be able to like completely dodge any cracks in the road. And I still do that today, mostly just because I think it's fun. Just kind of be like, ooh, look at me go! I'm like hopping over the cracks, and sometimes I'll wind up stepping on them. And my mom does have a pretty shite back, so who knows? Maybe I caused it. I hope not. But yeah, I mean, the cracks are cool. This is kind of how I walk nowadays, so it's not exactly for superstitious purposes. It's mostly just because I'm a fucking weirdo. But yeah, karma and stuff, I do things for good karma, I do good things, get good things back at you. I don't, it's a good policy to believe in, but I don't exactly believe in it, I mean, like karma and stuff. If you're going to do something good, why do it because you're expecting more good for you? Why not just do it out of the goodness of your own heart for that person, do something good because you enjoy who you're doing it for, or you just want to do something good for somebody, I mean, like, make somebody else's day a bit brighter. Why does it always have to impact you as well? But at the same time, it's good. It's a good incentive to do good things for other people, getting good back at you. So, I can see it. I can definitely see why people would care. But yeah, I mean, that sort of stuff, I don't really buy that much into. Karma, superstitions, good luck charms. I don't think I have anything good luck charmy. I have a lot of like collections and stuff, but I don't have any collections to be like, oh, look at me, I'm such a lucky guy. Like there was that one episode of Arthur where like brain was super unlucky, and it goes to Buster, and he's like, "Hey, I need all these good luck charms. What you got?" And he's like, "Stinky socks. Here's some of my salt packets. Just break one over your shoulder." I always thought like knocking over salt was a bad thing. So 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 knocking over the salt by accident and it spilling out. Ah, shit, dude, you're fucked. Get away from me. I don't want to see you. But if you're just like being an asshole to anyone's house or public area, let me just sprinkle some salt over here. I'm feeling a little bit of the bad luck vibes over here. Let me just there we go. Now we're safe. Everything's fine now. Everything's cool as day. It's just stupid because you're just making a mess. At least when you're spitting the salt, you're spitting it on the table. But when you're freaking just throwing salt over your shoulder, you're just throwing that into wherever the hell you are. I mean, salt hurts the environment. It dries it out pretty quick. And I don't know why you'd want to do that. I mean, I guess it's a small amount of salt in a little salt packet, but I mean, still, it's not great. It's not nice. You definitely notice it when you're stepping around in your house and like, for feck's sake, why is everyone? Why I want there to be one designated house in every block, on every like home block, for people to go do their good luck salt shakings or so or whatever. Because otherwise, there's just gonna be salt everywhere. There's just gonna be salt everywhere. So if you all do it for one house, and there has to be stairs leading up to the door because we need to have enough room on the bottom for a pool of salt. Because I mean, I want to see just how much salt is thrown over people's shoulders every year. There's no way you can actually get an estimate on that, but it'd be cool. It'd be interesting to see. Yeah, so I mean, it's good stuff. I mean, I eat salt a lot. I mean, I feel like I don't do it as much anymore. But as a kid, I'd just be like, oh, look at that, threw some salt. Let me just eat this salt. Just making a crazy time out of it. Like I'd go out of my way to just eat salt because it's just not something you really want to do. It's kind of stupid. But I did it anyway. I still probably do sometimes, honestly, if I'm remembering correctly. It's just tasty. I like salty food, so I like salt. My sister hates salt. My older sister fucking hates salt. If she can have something with salt, she likes it. Just not a lot. Like, honestly, a single grain of salt is probably more than enough for her for a pretzel. You see any more than that, and she'd like half of it and be like, oh, for feck's sake, you ruined my pretzel. But yeah, I mean, lucky be luck. I mean, I was just trying to help her, I mean, if you throw it over your shoulder, imagine sweating out, because that's it. Like when you sweat, it's salty, like because you're sweating out some excess salt, right? As far as maybe not salt grains, you're not gonna have a grainy sweat, but like you're sweating out extra, like salty bits in your blood and your sweat or whatever the fuck. I don't know. I don't understand how the body works. If you couldn't tell, I'm not a biology major. But there was always, whenever you sweat, it's pretty salty. So the more salt you eat, the more salt you sweat. So which means the more salt is technically being wetted over your shoulder and down to your back. So it's like it's being thrown over your shoulder. So the sweatier you are, the more lucky you should be. Which is not true for me, because I'm a sweaty son of a bitch. And I'm the unluckiest bastard in the world. So clearly this logic does not apply for any sane person. So, sucks to be me, I guess. But yeah, so I mean, that's pretty much all I've got to say. It's St. Patrick's Day, I also wrote down. I mean, St. Patrick's Day is fun. Somehow, I don't really have that many crazy stories of St. Patrick's Day. It's always just, my family gets around, you'll eat some food, gets around. That's not what I meant to say. Comes around, eat some food, have a good time. We celebrated yesterday because everyone was off. So that's why I'm, not in there having a good time with everybody today. Yeah, so I'm just, chilling, having a good time with you guys. So, yeah, it's good stuff. Corned beef, it's one of the best food you ever have in your life. I'll tell you that much. It's great. Soda bread, delicious. Whatever the hell is in this mug, it's good. But hey, that's about all I got for you. So, thank you for tuning in to this episode of Stranded Deep in Conversation. Special St. Patrick's Day special. And I'll see you next time. Bye, everybody.